You ever get insulted while someone's actively swiping your credit card? Because I have. And I don't mean metaphorically. I mean standing in a boutique grocery store, buying oat milk and frozen sushi, on my tab, while saying, "Nobody needs your money or you." That was my sister, Chelsea. It was a Tuesday. Not even a dramatic one. Just regular kind of awful. I was working from home, debugging code and slowly fusing with my chair, when my phone buzzed. $247.89 at Fresh or Fair Market. Groceries I didn't buy. From a card only one other person had access to. 2 seconds later, a text. Hope you don't mind. Groceries are wild lately, woman shrugging. Chelsea. Again. This would have been mildly annoying if it weren't the 6th time this month. And if she weren't the same person who once said to my face, "Nobody needs your money or you. You just think being successful makes you important." Said that while wearing the scarf I bought her, holding a cocktail I paid for, in a house I saved from foreclosure. She didn't even flinch. Now, if you're wondering why she even has my card, or why she felt entitled to use it, that story starts years ago. I'm Jason, 32, your classic background sibling. Quiet. Logical. Never the favorite. While Chelsea was the star, I was the lighting guy no one remembered. She's 2 years younger. Always louder, always shinier. She could crash a bike into a mailbox and somehow make me apologize. She got praise for baking half a box brownie mix. I got silence for winning regionals in robotics. I never hated her. Not even when she deleted my entire Pokémon save file. Not even when she posted a TikTok making fun of freelancer guys with no social life. But I started getting tired of being useful only when things broke. After college, I took the long road, freelancing, saving, working late into every night. Eventually, I built a small but solid back-end dev business. Nothing flashy. Just contracts, consistency, and no bailouts. Meanwhile, Chelsea bounced from influencer ideas to cosmetic sales to a week-long life coaching gig she quit because everyone was too negative. Then Dad passed. Left behind a house with a mortgage hanging by dental floss and a half-paid car loan. Chelsea was panicking. Mom was silent. I stepped in. "I'll take care of it," I said. I refinanced the house into my name. Took on the car too. Power of attorney, paperwork, she signed whatever I needed. All I asked was, keep things clean. No drama. She hugged me like I was her hero. "You're the best, Jace." "Seriously." "Thank you." That lasted maybe 2 weeks. Soon I was getting alerts for emergency branches, LED vanity mirrors, $89 candles. And every time I brought it up, I got some version of, "You're doing fine. Don't be so uptight." I didn't cut her off. Because I kept hearing Dad's voice in my head. "Look out for your sister." And maybe, in some twisted part of me, I thought one day she'd wake up and actually say thank you like she meant it. Instead, she walked into my apartment without knocking. Sunglasses still on. Grocery bags in hand. "Hey," she said. "Need your Amazon login again. Mine expired. Also, I might have ordered a few things to your place. Hope that's cool." Before I could respond, she turned, tossed her ponytail, and added, "Oh, and Jason, nobody needs your money or you. I'm just using the card till I'm settled. Which'll be soon." She smiled. Bright. Fake. Then disappeared into my bathroom like she owned the place. I didn't follow. Just stood there, reading the grocery receipts she left behind. Salmon sashimi, imported face cream, and a $52 bottle of lavender vinegar. Lavender. But she had no idea. She didn't know the house she lived in? Mine. The car she drove? Mine. The legal control I had, sitting quietly in my desk drawer? Still mine. Tomorrow, she'd learn what happens when nobody finally decides to speak up. Chelsea didn't know it yet, but that Tuesday would be the last time she ever used my card without consequences. The next morning, I didn't start work. I didn't even open my laptop. I made coffee, sat down at my dining table, and pulled out the file folder I hadn't touched in 2 years, the one labeled Legal Stuff, Chelsea. It was thick with the kind of paperwork people sign without reading when they're desperate. Her signature was on every page. When Dad passed, I had made sure the house and car got transferred into my name properly, not just in terms of payments, but in ownership. I also had her sign 2 power of attorney agreements, one for financial, one for property, because I told her, it'll make things easier while I deal with the bank. Chelsea didn't care. She'd sign anything if it meant someone else handled the paperwork. She didn't read a single line. She was too busy taking selfies in the kitchen while I faxed things to the mortgage office. Now those signatures were about to come in handy. I made a call to my lawyer, Mr. Berman, a slow-talking man with a perpetual sniffle, who handled most of my freelance contract stuff but had a weird enthusiasm for revoking things. I was wondering when you'd use this, he said, flipping through my scanned documents. You've had control over her entire situation for 3 years. You sure you want to pull the trigger now? Positive, I said. No more warnings. Just file the revocations. Make it clean. He cleared his throat. I can prep the letters. But if I may, why now? I paused. Thought about it. Thought about her dropping groceries on my table like it was a doormat. Thought about her laughing behind my back while posting pics with captions like, self-made and thriving nail polish. She looked me dead in the eye and said nobody needs my money or me. I said finally. He made a low whistling sound. Ah. One of those cases. He got to work. Meanwhile, I printed a copy of her recent charges. Not just groceries, but makeup subscriptions, luxury candles, a spa membership in my name, and a dinner at a steakhouse I've never stepped foot in. I forwarded the list to her email with a short message. Effective tomorrow, your access ends, including all attached accounts. You'll receive official paperwork shortly. Jason. And then I turned off all notifications. But of course, Chelsea didn't read emails. Not unless it had a Sephora coupon attached. She found out the normal way, by trying to use my card again. That afternoon, I got a text. Jason. Why is my card declined at the salon? Followed immediately by a call. Then another. And another. 6 in total. I didn't answer. Then she showed up. Unannounced. Again. My buzzer went off while I was in the middle of making lunch. I watched her through the doorbell cam, ponytail crooked, sunglasses perched high, arms flailing like she was trying to land a plane in crisis. I opened the door before she could press the button again. Hey, I said calmly. Forgot your key? She stormed in like a sitcom hurricane. Why is everything frozen? My card. My Amazon. I tried to log into Netflix and even that's gone. That one was on accident. I muttered. You're still using my login? She ignored me. This isn't funny. You know I have a facial appointment next week. My car needs gas. I had groceries scheduled to be delivered. Jason, what is going on? I handed her the envelope with the official notices. I'm revoking the powers of attorney. You'll see everything explained here. She blinked like I just handed her a breakup letter. What does that even mean? Powers of what? Authority, I said. The ones you gave me when I took over the house and car. You don't have financial control anymore. Because technically, you never did. She tore the envelope open. Her eyes skimmed wildly. Wait, so what? You're kicking me out? I didn't say yes. I didn't say no. I let the silence do it for me. She started laughing. Oh my God! You're serious? You're literally going to destroy your own sister over a credit card? That's pathetic. I told you, I was going to pay you back. You said that in 2021. I just needed time. You had 3 years, Chelsea. Her voice pitched. So now what? You want me homeless? Sleeping in my car? I didn't have the heart to tell her the car wasn't hers either. Not yet. Instead, I said, no. I want you to be independent. That's what you said, right? That nobody needed my money? This is your chance to prove it. Her face froze. For the first time in a long time, she didn't have a comeback. Chelsea stood in my living room like she didn't recognize the furniture. Like the walls had betrayed her. Like I had. You can't just revoke my life, she said, voice cracking somewhere between rage and disbelief. I leaned against the kitchen counter. Chelsea, it wasn't your life. You just rented it with my patience. She scoffed, pacing. You don't get it. People follow me. I have collabs coming. I have reputation. I can't just. What am I supposed to tell people? I almost laughed. Reputation? As if the sponsored teeth whitening kits and discount codes made her untouchable. You could try the truth, I said. That your big sister energy was bankrolled by someone you said nobody needed. She glared at me. I never said. You did. Tuesday. Direct quote. She opened her mouth, closed it, then turned her attention to her phone, typing furiously. Probably texting her best friend Layla, the one who always called me quiet brother, like it was a slur. I let her stew. She finally spun back toward me. Fine. You made your little point. You're mad. I'll Venmo you the money. Just unlock the card, and I'll fix it. Venmo me, from the account you linked to my debit card? I tilted my head. Her face flickered. Okay, well, maybe not Venmo. But I'll figure something out. Figure it out with your own money. That's the whole idea. That's when her tone shifted from wounded to weaponized. Oh, I get it. You're just bitter. Because nobody ever pays attention to you. You're the smart one, the boring one, and you think this little take-back control moment makes you powerful. She smiled, condescending and shaky. But it just makes you pathetic. I didn't flinch. You're welcome to leave whenever you're done performing. That's dumb. I could see it land. Her jaw tensed. Then she did something I wasn't expecting. She left. No yelling, no dramatic slam. Just grabbed her bag, muttered something under her breath, and stormed out like she had better places to be. I stood there for a moment after she left, staring at the door. I wasn't sure if I felt relief, or something else. Grief, maybe. Not for her, but for the version of me that kept hoping she'd change. The next day, I went to the property office to finalize the revocation of her housing access. It wasn't an eviction, not yet. But I was officially ending my name's association with her address. No more bailouts. If she couldn't pay the rent, she'd have to face the bank. It was quiet in the office. Just a tired receptionist stamping paperwork and a couple arguing in low voices in the corner. I signed the final line and handed over the file. As I turned to leave, my phone buzzed again. Chelsea. I didn't answer, but this time, it was a voicemail. Curious, I listened. Her voice was clipped, fast, pretending not to shake. Hey. Just wanted to say I think you're blowing things out of proportion. I know we've had fights before, but this is dramatic. Look, I talked to Layla and she said I should just come clean, so thanks for helping me. You've always been solid. I'll figure things out. I'll handle rent. Just don't touch the car, okay? It's the only thing I've got. There it was. The fear in her voice when she said, the car. She remembered. Or maybe she finally checked the registration. Either way, she knew what was next. I didn't call her back. Instead, I drove by her place later that evening, not to spy. Just to see. The porch lights were off. The front yard was cluttered with boxes. And sitting in the driveway, her car. My car. The one she claimed she worked hard to afford. The one she used for influencer shoots with captions like, grind now, glam later. My hand hovered over my phone. I could have revoked access right there. One call. Done. But I waited. Let her sweat. Let her wonder. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't cleaning up her mess. I was just watching her stand in it. Chelsea's silence didn't last long. 2 days after the voicemail, she was back on Instagram like nothing happened. Posting clips of her cooking frozen meals in her kitchen. Laughing at TikTok filters. Promoting some dubious crystal water bottle that supposedly aligns your aura. Her followers ate it up. Caption. Self-made, stress-free, and stepping into my power nail polish. I stared at the post, blinking. The audacity was almost impressive. But what really got me? The next story? Her outside, twirling her keys, saying, "Can't wait to hit the city in my baby again. Manifest your wheels, ladies. You deserve luxury." My baby? My luxury. She was talking about my car. The one I had bought used from a business auction, cleaned up, fixed myself, and registered under my LLC. Chelsea had no clue what LLC even stood for. That's when I made the call. I'd waited long enough. I phoned the same lawyer again. "Remember the second power of attorney? The car?" he asked. "Time to disable access. She's flaunting it online. Want it towed or immobilized?" I paused. "Immobilized," I said. "Make it poetic." The next morning, Chelsea had an event. One of those small influencer brunches where everyone takes selfies of food they barely eat. She was wearing a pink faux fur jacket, oversized sunglasses, and boots that looked like she lost a bet with a fashion intern. Her friend Layla was filming her from the passenger seat as she tried to start the car. The live stream was public. Of course. I watched it like a movie. Chelsea turned the key. Nothing. Again. Nothing. Then beep beep. Dashboard blinking like it was having a stroke. It's not starting?" she said, smiling nervously to the camera. Layla leaned over. "Wait, girl, you didn't forget to pay something, right?" "No, this isn't about money." Chelsea laughed, waving at the phone. "It's just probably cold. I dunno, Jason used to handle this stuff." She paused. Realized what she'd said. The comment section exploded. "Wait, who's Jason? You don't fix your own car?" "Did she say used to?" "Girl said self-made, but someone's making it for her grimacing face." Chelsea's smile twitched. She popped out of the car to make it look casual, like it was all a bit. But the more she tried to salvage it, the worse it got. Even better? My lawyer had arranged for a repo contractor to place a discreet immobilizer on the vehicle. No drama. No tow truck. Just quiet humiliation, delivered with precision. And Chelsea, still on live stream, finally read a message from her phone out loud, probably thinking it was a brand deal. Instead, her face went blank. Then she said, voice small, I just got an email. Something about legal control and revocation of use?" Layla leaned over again. "Wait, like you don't own the car?" Chelsea froze. People watching could see it. Could feel the panic creeping in. "He's being dramatic," she mumbled. "It's just paperwork." But no one believed her. Especially when she turned back to the car and saw a yellow notice sticker on the window. "Ownership and use of this vehicle has been revoked. Registered to J. M. Walsh, LLC. She tore it off. And that's when the live stream ended. Later that night I got a text. Just one line. "You humiliated me in front of everyone." I didn't reply. Instead, I took a screenshot of her original quote. "Nobody needs your money or you." Then I posted it to my story. Caption: "Sometimes people just need a reminder of who's been paying the bills." She saw it. Didn't respond. But that was the night she stopped calling me. Chelsea didn't post for 2 days. That alone was headline-worthy in her world. No brunch shots, no bathrobe selfies, no Monday motivation, quotes she copied from Pinterest. Just digital silence. But I knew it wouldn't last. Sure enough, on day 3, I got a group text. Not from her, from Mom. "Mom. Jason, can you please call your sister? She's very upset, and says you've taken away her car and locked her out of everything." Then, as if I'd missed it the first time. "Mom. She's family." This feels a little extreme. "Ah, yes. The guilt trip." I didn't reply. 10 minutes later, another message, this time from Chelsea herself. "Chelsea, you made your point. You can stop now." Then, "You didn't have to publicly embarrass me. That was disgusting." No apology. Just moral outrage that her audience saw through the sequins. Still, I said nothing. Because I wasn't finished yet. The next day, I came home from work to find something on my doorstep, a small cardboard box with my name scribbled across the top in permanent marker. Inside? A stack of makeup palettes I'd bought her 2 birthdays ago. A hoodie she stole from my closet. and a note. Take your stuff. I don't need handouts. There was no signature. But the glitter pen was a dead giveaway. It was the kind of petty move she used to pull in middle school when she didn't get her way. I almost laughed. Almost. But the thing is, I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel vindicated either. I just felt exhausted. Years of being the fallback. The emergency contact. The person who quietly picked up the check. I folded the hoodie, placed it back in the box, and left it outside. An hour later, Mom called again. This time I answered. Jason, what is going on? She asked, skipping hello. Chelsea says you're trying to ruin her. I'm not, I said calmly. I'm just done funding her. You could have come to me. I did. Years ago. You told me to be patient. Said she was finding herself? Well, she's found enough spa treatments and Amazon hauls to qualify for her own orbit. Mom sighed. She's having a hard time. That brunch thing? Her friends are mocking her now. She's not sleeping. She's calling me every night crying. That's not my responsibility. I said. You're her brother. Not her ATM. That stunned her into silence. I didn't hang up. I waited. Let her sit with it. Eventually, she asked quietly. So what happens now? She grows up. Or doesn't. Either way, I'm not fixing it. A week passed. Chelsea vanished from Instagram. Her friends stopped tagging her. Even Layla went quiet. Then one afternoon, I got another envelope. This time, it was from the DMV. Chelsea had officially attempted to transfer the car title into her own name, without my consent. The nerve. She really thought she could undo years of paperwork with a signature and some lip gloss. I sent it straight to my lawyer. Do you want to escalate this? He asked. I thought about it. No, I said. Let her try. Let the rejection letter be her next story. He chuckled. You've got a streak in you, Walsh. I like it. That night, I opened Instagram. Chelsea had posted again. A single black screen with white text. Some people are so bitter they'll do anything to see you fall. Even family. No name. No tags. But everyone knew. And this time? The comments weren't on her side. Didn't you say you were self-made? So who paid for your last car? You always seemed shady, tbh. Imagine calling your brother bitter while driving his car skull. That's when I realized. She wasn't mad I took things away. She was mad that people found out they were never hers to begin with. I thought Chelsea had run out of plays. But she had one more card. And as always, it was wrapped in desperation disguised as sentimentality. 3 days after her black screen post, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail. When I listened, it was her. Jason. I've been thinking. Maybe we could meet. Just talk like before. Maybe grab dinner? I miss you. I really do. She even used that soft, little girl voice she hadn't touched since we were teenagers, and she wanted to borrow my bike. But this wasn't about dinner. It was about access. Still, part of me hesitated. Not out of hope, but habit. Years of saying yes. Years of swallowing resentment just to keep the peace. I didn't reply. The next night she tried again. This time, a text. Layla's throwing a small birthday dinner. I'd love it if you came. Just a chill thing. Family vibes. Family vibes. From the same person who said, nobody needs your money or you. I didn't even respond with a no. Instead, I did something else. I logged into the management portal for the apartment she still technically occupied, mine legally. I had never changed the lease. Never charged her a dime. But now, I listed it. One click, and it went live. Renters only. No family exceptions. 2 days later, Chelsea showed up at my apartment again. Not storming. Not shouting. Just defeated. She looked smaller somehow. Like the air had gone out of her. I saw the listing, she said quietly. You're really kicking me out? I nodded once. Lease is up. Legally, you were never on it. She blinked fast. I don't have anywhere to go. You have plenty of friends. She laughed bitterly. They stopped replying the second I lost the car. I didn't say, so they weren't friends. She already knew. She tried again. I'll get a job. I'll pay rent. Real rent. I promise. You've said that before. This time I mean it. So did I. When I said I was done, silence stretched between us like a thread pulled too tight. Then she played her last card. You know Dad wanted you to take care of me. I froze. That was a low blow. The one string that always worked. But not this time. I looked her in the eye and said, He wanted me to look out for you. Not carry you. She said nothing. Not right away. Just stared at me like she didn't recognize the version of me standing in front of her. And maybe she didn't. Maybe for the first time, she saw the difference between kind and compliant. I opened the door. You have a month, I said. After that, new tenants move in. She stepped out without another word. Didn't turn back. Just walked into the hallway, shoulders hunched under the weight of consequences she never had to carry before. Later that night, Mom called. Again. I don't want to fight. She started. I just want to understand. You've always been the reliable one. That's the problem, I said. Everyone's always understood me as the one who'll fix it. No one ever asked how I'm doing. They just ask when I'll step in next. She was quiet. I'm not mad. I added. I'm not even hurt anymore. I'm just done. A pause. Are you sure? She asked softly. I nodded, even though she couldn't see. Yeah. For the first time, I'm sure. Chelsea didn't text again after that night. No dramatic voice notes, no late-night guilt spirals, not even a final emoji-laced threat. Just silence. But silence from Chelsea wasn't peace. It was a signal. The quiet before the something big. Still, I didn't chase it. On day 28, the very last day of the grace period I gave her, I drove past the property one last time. Not to spy. Just to confirm. Her car was gone. The front porch was empty. A few half-deflated Amazon boxes leaned by the mailbox, like they'd given up too. And taped to the inside of the glass door was a note. Keys in mailbox. See. No apology. No thank you. Just one letter, like she'd finally accepted she wasn't special enough to need more than an initial. I parked and stepped onto the porch. The front door creaked as I opened it. Not dramatic. Just tired. Inside, the air smelled like half-spilled perfume and whatever candles she'd burned trying to mask reality. The place was technically clean, but haunted by the life she pretended she earned. A fake plant sat in the corner, tipped sideways, its plastic roots showing. A crooked vision board hung in the hallway with goals written in glitter pen, half the images already peeling off. One read, Own a penthouse by 30 Kiss Mark Gemstone. Another, Manifest wealth, not stress. I snorted softly. The only wealth in this house had been mine. I wandered into the kitchen, bare. She took the air fryer. Left behind an expired oat milk and a single coffee pod. Bathroom? Surprisingly spotless. Except for one drawer, which had a cracked foundation palette inside. I remembered buying it for her during some support my brand phase. She said it was the shade of power. Now it looked like beige regret. I didn't take anything. I just walked the space, room by room, and let go of the version of me that used to hope this would feel like a win. Because it didn't. It felt like cleaning up after a ghost I kept feeding. Later that afternoon, I got a call from Mr. Berman, my lawyer. Just confirming, he said. Chelsea has vacated the premises. Lease termination finalized. Tenants move in next Tuesday. Thanks, I said. Any issues? Well, he said a little too cheerfully. She tried one last thing. Submitted a handwritten letter saying she was exercising her tenancy by default clause. What clause? He chuckled. There is no clause. She pulled that phrase off a legal drama, I guarantee it. I pinched the bridge of my nose. She thinks she's a lawyer now? Or at least an extra on Suits. Either way, it didn't fly. I exhaled slow, full. You know, he said. Most people in your position would have caved. Given her one more month. Maybe even bought her a mattress for her new place. I used to be most people. Well, he said, remind me not to get on your bad side. Only takes years of disrespect and credit fraud. I said, I'm not unreasonable. A few days later, I was scrolling late at night, not stalking, just curious. And there it was. A blurry Instagram story from someone I didn't follow, tagged at the bottom at Chelsea_untouchable. She was on someone's couch. No filter. Hoodie too big. Face turned away. No words. Just music in the background, one of those moody breakup songs with lyrics about starting from zero. And for once, she wasn't performing. No captions. No fake smiles. No crystal water bottles. Just Chelsea. Real, quiet, and invisible in someone else's life. I didn't screenshot it. Didn't react. I just stared at the screen, then closed the app. The next morning, I got a package in the mail. No return address. Inside, a photo. It was old, maybe 10 years back. Me, Chelsea, and Dad standing outside the old house. I was in braces. She was wearing glitter shoes. He had that awful mustache. Taped to the back was a note. I was awful. You didn't deserve it. You were the only one who ever showed up. I get that now. No signature. But I didn't need one. I sat with it for a while. And maybe this is the part where I say I forgave her. Or called. Or posted a heart emoji. But I didn't. Not because I hated her. But because I didn't owe her more than distance. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for someone who's used you is finally stop letting them. A month after she left, the new tenants moved in. Nice couple. Quiet. Paid on time. They emailed me once about a flickering bulb and again to thank me for leaving the washer in good condition. They didn't post selfies from the bathroom mirror. Didn't tag me in stories. Didn't pretend the apartment was anything but what it was, a place they worked hard to afford. And for the first time in years, I wasn't holding my breath every time a bill showed up with my name on it. My mom still calls sometimes. She doesn't bring up Chelsea anymore, not directly. But every now and then, there's a loaded silence, or a too casual. Have you talked to your sister? I usually say, nope, and change the subject. And she doesn't push. Because deep down, even she knows I've earned my distance. A few weeks later, I got a notification from the DMV. My car, the one Chelsea used to parade around as her own, was officially re-registered. To me. Clean, uncontested, and out of her reach. I didn't even drive it much anymore. It sat parked in the garage most days, quiet and undramatic, kind of like me. But sometimes I'd take it for a spin. Roll the windows down. Let the wind carry whatever was left of that version of my life far behind me. One Sunday afternoon, I stopped by a local coffee shop. I was in line, waiting, when I spotted a familiar face sitting at a table by the window. Chelsea. She didn't see me. Or if she did, she didn't look up. She was working, maybe, on a laptop that had a cracked screen. Her hair was tied up in a messy bun. No ring light. No followers. Just her and a lukewarm latte. I didn't wave. Didn't interrupt. Didn't gloat. I just ordered my drink and left. Because that moment wasn't about revenge. It was about realizing I no longer needed one. Back home, I pinned the old photo she sent to a corkboard above my desk. Not out of nostalgia, but as a reminder. That love doesn't mean unlimited chances. That loyalty doesn't mean silence. That sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself is walk away before they take more than you were ever supposed to give. And for the first time in a long time, I finally felt like I was done carrying the weight. Because I wasn't her safety net anymore. I was just free.